Chile and General de Pao chante Joel Ntemba Bana Jobura Atindeli Binombo.
Thank you very much. Last time we spoke a few things and we left a number of issues outstanding. So now we want to divert a little bit and go to one topic that is very interesting. And this topic is titled Meaning of Being. We are told that we are made and created in the image and likeness of God, and that we look like God and that we behave like God. But that is a problem, because if we look like God, it means God is dual and God is an Aphrodite. He is either male or female. But at the same time, we cannot deny the fact that as human beings, when we look into the world and when we consider ourselves and compare ourselves with other species, we are the most productive, and at the same time we are the most destructive. Why are we like that? Why is man the most innovative? We have created and invented very sophisticated machinery and equipment, but at the same time we have struggled to find inner peace and comfort and to live in harmony. The whole world has never experienced a period of calmness and peace. It has always been at war. People have been always fighting and killing each other, from Shaka the Zulu to Adolf Hitler. Across the whole history of mankind, it is a recorded history of bloodshed and violence. If you look at the entertainment, the best entertainment that grosses millions of dollars on box is a film or a play that creates greatest pain and greatest bloodshed and death of human beings. Why is it like that? Why do we behave in that manner if we are created in the likeness and image of the Creator? When you look at Africa as an example, from Cape Town right up to Israel, that's Africa, you find that countries that are very rich, like the DRC Congo, but they have been infested with wars and violence. Why is it like that? So some of us have given that the understanding that we are made and created in the likeness of the Creator is a spiritual thing, not a very physical thing. And because of nature that it is a spiritual thing, it is something that must be achieved and attained and worked for. So as we have seen, we see that we have been given the same kinds of attributes and powers of the Creator, and but at the same time, these powers that we have are not at the same level as the Creator, but they are at the lower level. So I want to define power before I proceed. When we say power, we are looking at the unlimited capacity to accomplish goals. And these goals might be financial goals, health goals, family goals. And when you consider a country like our country, what would be the goals of our nation as a people? Are the goals of our nation ready to manifest and make us become beings that we should be, beings of success and beings that are creative? At the same time, I've explained the violent nature in man. On the other side, man is a very kind person. You find that at certain times he behaves very well and very accommodating to many, many others. So the question is, how come man has these two natures in him? The nature of evil, which is totally evil, and the other nature of being kind. The explanation lies in that man is not really man. Man is something that possesses an animal body. And this animal body that we have, like the physical flesh and blood that we are, is the entity that must live on the earth. And something in this entity that lives on the earth is what activates and animates the creative nature of man. And therefore, man has two aspects to them. And by men, I'm not meaning male, but I'm meaning human beings. It is the physical nature and also the spiritual nature that is man. I think all of us agree and accept that. And the problem with this is that all of these two, according to many researchers, these two natures operate within the brain and capacity of man. The human brain has been divided by many serious thinkers into 4 components. The first component is the ara complex, and then on top of the ara complex is the mammalian brain, and on top of the mammalian we've got the cortex and the hemispheres. The two lower brains that we have spoken of, the ara complex and the mammalian, are shared equally with the mammalian species. A mammal is a species that feeds its young with milk. The reptilian mind is the one that gives man his cold heart. The ability of men to hunt and kill others is the same ability that is in the lion, same ability that is in the snake. And the mammalian is the protective nature that a parent has over their kids. And then the higher intellect comes from the cortex, the upper cortex, and the frontal cortex, and the cerebral. These are highly developed, and they are rare in other animals, and they are not really found in any other animal. So when we are talking of meaning of being, what do we mean when we say meaning of being? We are saying that the animal spirit in man, which is easily manipulated by affirmations, by suggestions, or auto suggestions and external suggestions, by subliminal messages that comes through entertainment and films and posters and pictures, and the creative visualizations that have been used by inventors and other guys that have become millionaires. These all should be controlled by the intellect of kindness which comes from the spirit within man. So what do we know and what do we accept when we look at the nature of being? The nature of being is the ability to use our power, the spiritual power that we have, to become custodians and stewards of the earth, to love our neighbors as ourselves, to be strong and to be weak at the same time, to be able to use our brain. And let's look and translate this into African politics for starters. African politics is dominated by the poverty of policy. The policies that are implemented in Africa are still foreign. The politician may boast around and move around as if he's in charge, but the policies that he is implementing is completely foreign. Why am I saying that? Because we still have the borders that were created by the Berlin Conference. We still use English, French, Spanish, Arabic. We still use the capital cities, the currency, the money that we still use belongs to the foreign. Why has this become like that? It is because of what happened, the plans that have been done, that have been given to our leaders. Our leaders were fed animalistic kind of knowledge to maintain power by force and not to exercise the spiritual creative powers that Africa has had for thousands and thousands of years, because the greatest and most enduring kingdom or civilization was created by black people in ancient Egypt. We still have the pyramids standing there. It is when the Egyptians diverted from the pathway that they had followed, everything started to fall apart, and they were conquered. And if we research a little bit further, we shall prove that what controls us and what we must look at to live and to survive, it is the manifest law of the Creator. Because the Creator created everything and they created the law to run it. He has not come back to run it. He left the law in charge, and the law is a very unbending master, and it is the law that is punishing Africa today.